Welcome to Daily Papers, the podcast where we break down fascinating new research. Today, we're talking about artificial intelligence. Specifically, how do we even measure if an AI is getting smarter? Is there a single IQ score for AI, and is it going up?
It's a great question. We hear about new models like GPT-4 or Claude 3 being better than the last, but what does better really mean? A fascinating new paper called The Rise and Fall of G and AGI tackles this head-on by borrowing a 100-year-old idea from human psychology.
And that idea is something called the G factor. What exactly is that?
Okay, so back in 1904, a psychologist named Charles Spearman noticed something interesting. People who were good at one type of mental test, say vocabulary, also tended to be good at other, seemingly unrelated tests like spatial reasoning or math problems.
So if you're good at one thing, you're likely to be pretty good at a bunch of things.
Exactly. This all-around positive correlation is called the positive manifold, and Spearman theorized that there was a single underlying factor responsible for it, a G factor for general intelligence. It's the core idea behind things like IQ tests, trying to measure this single general cognitive ability.
All right, so how does this apply to AI? The paper isn't giving GPT-4 an IQ test, is it?
In a way, it is. The author, David Krakauer, decided to treat AI models as the test subjects. He took 39 different models released between 2019 and 2025, from GPT-2 all the way to the latest ones.
And what were the tests?
The tests were the standard benchmarks that AI companies use to show off their models, things like MMLU, which tests general knowledge, or GSM-8K, which tests grade school math, or Human Eval for writing code. He gathered all the scores and then performed the same kind of statistical analysis Spearman did. He was looking to see if AI has a G factor, a general intelligence factor for AI.
So did he find one?
Oh, he found a massive one, especially in the period up to early 2024. The results were incredibly strong. He found that if a model was good at one benchmark, it was almost certainly good at all the others. This AI G factor was able to explain over 90% of the performance differences between models.
90%? That seems really high.
It's enormous. In human studies, the G factor usually explains about 40 to 60% of the variance. This finding suggests that for a while, AI improvement was monolithic. There was really only one way to get better. Just make the model bigger and feed it more data. This was the scaling era. It looked like we were on a straight, single-track road to AGI, or artificial general intelligence.
Okay, so that's the rise of G from the paper's title. I'm guessing there's a fall coming?
You guessed right. As Krakauer analyzed the scores from the very latest models, he noticed a dramatic shift. This all-powerful G factor started to weaken. It explained less and less of the model's performance, dropping from that high of 92% down to around 64%.
What changed? Why did the single general intelligence factor become less important?
The simple answer is tools. Newer models aren't just trying to solve problems using their own internal knowledge anymore. If you ask a new model a complex math problem, it doesn't just think really hard. It might write and run a small piece of code to work as a calculator. It can use a search engine. It's outsourcing the work.
That makes sense. It's like the difference between doing long division in your head versus just using the calculator on your phone.
Precisely. And this changes the nature of intelligence itself. The paper finds that new specialized abilities are starting to appear that aren't captured by that single G score. For example, a second factor is emerging that separates models good at deep reasoning from models that are good at execution or fluency, like writing an email. The picture is getting more complex.
The paper has a great analogy for this, right? The hedgehog and the fox?
It does. The saying goes, the hedgehog knows one big thing, but the fox knows many things. The earlier AI models were like hedgehogs. Their one big thing was their general intelligence, their G factor. But the newer models are more like a hedgehog that has a team of specialized foxes living inside it.
So on the outside, it still looks like one smart creature, but underneath, it's a collection of different experts, one for math, one for coding, one for general knowledge.
Exactly. The paper calls this the Great Rotation. The very definition of what it means to be a smart AI is rotating away from raw internal brain power towards being good at using tools and combining different specialized skills.
So, what does all this mean for the quest for AGI, or artificial general intelligence?
The paper argues that the whole idea of AGI as a single climbing score might be misleading. Instead of intelligence collapsing into one dimension, it seems to be expanding into many dimensions. AI capabilities are diversifying.
That sounds a lot like how human intelligence evolved. We didn't just keep evolving bigger and bigger brains. Our big leap forward came when we invented tools, language, writing, mathematics, and eventually the internet.
That's the core argument. Our intelligence isn't just what's in our skulls, it's an individual tool system. This paper shows that AI is on the same path. The future might not be a single super intelligent AI in a box, but a complex ecosystem of AIs that are incredibly skilled at using tools to solve problems.
So, to sum it up, we started by looking for a single IQ score for AI, this G factor, and found a powerful one that was rising fast. But just as we thought we understood it, AI started to change. It began outsourcing its skills to tools, causing that single G to fall in importance, replaced by a richer, more complex, multi-dimensional picture of intelligence.
That's it. The path to advanced AI isn't a straight line up. It's a journey of expansion outwards, creating a society of minds rather than a single monolithic intelligence. And it suggests we might need to update our tests and our very definition of intelligence to keep up.